Welcome to T-Boys TV. Obviously, we're back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 97. And obviously we'll be getting into the Blackpool game. Obviously, I did do a reaction, but obviously getting into it with Dad. And then obviously getting into another big game. You know, these games at the remaining stages of the season, they're all like finals, really, to us. You know, the position we're trying to get into. Second, potentially on the line, but I think more so third. But obviously, like always, like I just said, I'm here with my Dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm all good. Looking forward to another game tomorrow. Obviously, we've got a game coming thick and fast now. Obviously, later stages of the season. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, obviously, we took on Blackpool, obviously, on Monday. Both going into it, you know, confident that we'd win. Obviously, big up to Lee Charles that come on. That was actually me week upon week saying, you know, it's the biggest views of the Hat Show. That one literally brushed aside the others, nearly ended up getting 300 views. So big up to him for coming on. He's always, you know, respected Luton as well. And yeah, it was a good preview. Obviously, you said your thoughts on the audio. Like I said, we're both confident we're going to go into it and win. Obviously, lineup was obviously Ethan, Burke, Lockyer, Bell. Obviously, on the wing backs, it was Drame, Doherty. Midfield, Nakamba, Ruddock, Campbell. Just ahead of them, obviously Campbell, and then Adebayo and Morris. As for your bench, you had Berry, Bradley, Freeman. Freeman obviously back. Lansbury, Shea, Taylor, and Woodrow. So good lineup. Expected for me, really. I think I went with that midfield. It was just maybe Clark, that obviously is still not quite back yet from his calf injury. So other than that, expected lineup really, wasn't it, Dad?
I think pretty much. I can't remember if we expected Osho to be starting. Though.
Oh yeah, and that. Sorry, yeah, and that.
But yeah, apart from that, yeah, expected lineup definitely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, obviously good to see Burke back as well. Good start. Good to see him back starting. That was another thing. Obviously going into the first half. Now the first half, as we know, was not awfully great from us. I just feel. I don't know. I feel we was a bit sloppy in the midfield. I'm not sure if you agree with that, Dad. We was good at winning the ball. It was just, you know, trying to make them passes and that. I felt. What did you make of?
I think we sloppy all over, like really. But it happens. The thing is how you deal with it and move on. You know, raise your game or whatever. Realize what you're doing wrong and then just fixing it. And we're good at that. So, and like. You know, Rob Edwards said there's no easy game in the Championship. So, you know, they're fighting for relegation as well. They were looking to like counter us. Maybe not so much as what Millwall were, but you know, teams kind of have a certain way that they want to try and play against us. And once normally it takes us about 20 minutes to sort of settle down or figure out what they're doing and then just play our game. But it just seems to take bit longer, but yeah, we got the equaliser. So
yeah, no, absolutely. But obviously going into the first half more so, obviously they did get the goal. You know, it felt. I don't know the last time we actually conceded from a set piece, but I remember we was going through stage last season where it's very frustrating, and that was like the only type of goal we conceded. So for me, it felt a bit weird conceding one. Especially going 1-0 down, I thought we'd actually end up getting a clean sheet in this one. Obviously, you did get the score prediction right as well. So fair play, Dad, fair play. But yeah, it was just a bit, it was a little bit frustrating. But then, I felt we stepped it up. And obviously got the equaliser. Pelly Ruddock, obviously good time to score. Obviously right on half time. Then I felt, going into it, like I said on the watch along, it'd give us confidence to go on and get another one. And obviously, that's what we did. But your thoughts on the two goals in the first half?
Yeah, in fact, like I felt the same. Obviously, I've watched Luton for years and years, and normally you'd expect us to concede at some point or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it weren't like a sloppy goal. It was just, they just got it in the box and they dealt with it. Do you know what I mean? They've been playing all right in bits and bobs recently, so it wasn't too surprising for me. It was more importantly for me is that they, like I said earlier, how they react to that. Years gone by, they would have probably conceded, equalised, and conceded again, or things like that. Still confident because I know we've got it in us. That's the difference from before. Like there was times I was like, that's our limit. We ain't getting an equaliser. We're not winning this game. I haven't felt like that for a long time now. So yeah, it was a bit strange, but I still thought we could get back into it at some point. And we seem to also score goals. I've noticed a lot at crucial kind of times. Not necessarily the time, like the end of the half, but like after the team's been under, pressure on us, and then bang, we sort of score and then knock them back, things like that. So I think that's part of our sort of background, like tactical sort of instructions kind of thing. But yeah, and then the equaliser, again, a lot of pressure. Morris again, at that back post, controlling it, laying it off to Pelly. Fair play to Pelly as well. He didn't just smash it. He knew he was in like quite a bit of space, so he took a touch and then smashed it. And when he's in a position where he's pretty confident he can score, generally he does. Do you know what I mean? And it was a good goal. Like we say, he only really scores. I expect, but it was a good, very good finish. So yeah, and then I knew like that's it. We'll come out second half now, and we should be all right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You notice when one of our strikers gets fouled and we actually get a free kick, we score from it, because that's exactly what happened on that goal as well. Obviously, Morris was fouled, and yeah, it was just a really good finish. Really good finish from Ruddock, and like you said, and like we always say, he scores bangers. That's all the guy scores. But yeah, obviously, like I said, 1-1 at half time. I was confident. To be fair, I was similar to you. Even being at 1-0 down, I had that confidence we would bring it back. Just given how Blackpool have been as well, and just the way we are at this moment in time. Obviously going into the second half, obviously we did make some changes that I did feel were needed. Like Campbell coming off. I don't think it was the best of performances from Campbell, so that's why I felt that one was the right decision. He was good at winning the ball. It was just, when he was playing the ball forward, his passing a little bit sloppy. Not the only one, but yeah, it wasn't, as what we usually see, especially like a Millwall performance, for example. And then obviously Adebayo come off for Woodrow. So yeah, I felt there were changes that were needed. I really do. And then obviously we did take the lead eventually. Colton Morris, poor defensively by them, and I think it just sums up them this season really. All over the place, we just capitalised on it. Colton Morris, even though he's very close, to the
don't miss from there.
Brilliant, yeah, clinical, bang, typical Morris goal really, wasn't it?
Yeah, he don't miss from there. Do you know what I mean? Capitalised on a mistake. He switched on like that. Do you know what I mean? He's got striker's instinct and that. And yeah, I was pleased for him because he hadn't scored for a couple of games or whatever. So yeah, and then from then we just started upping it more and more and more. We just dominated the second half after that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And obviously that's where, we eventually got the third, just under 15 minutes left. Pelly Ruddock again. Now, for me, he scored, vital goals in this game because of the manner of the timing when they were. The one before half time, good time score, confidence, like we said, to go into the second half. And then obviously this one sealed the win for me, for definite. Even at 2-1, I felt we was going to, but that just confirmed it for me. And another brilliant finish. And what a ball across as well it was by Woodrow. Woodrow, there's been games where he has made impacts, but like we say, he's not been the standard that we'd have wanted him to, but there has been games where he's done stuff. And I felt when he come on in this game, he done well as well. As a good layoff and a good finish yet again, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the thing about Woodrow is, like, to be fair to him, yeah, like if he started games or he's played longer than 20 minutes, generally he does do something. Obviously I was criticising him about the pettiness and that, with the throwing the ball around and stuff like that. But, part of that's probably is a bit of frustration because he wants to come on and affect the game. And generally he does. So if he gets more than 20 minutes or whatever, 15, 20 minutes, he does something. He just hasn't quite got that opportunity yet because the other strikers are playing well. And yeah, composed pass as well. He was looking for it, he didn't rush it, and it was, put it on the plate, and then yes, and the finish as well. Do you know what I mean? Smashed it in the top corner. Confidence, and he believes as well, and probably because don't forget, like, Pelly Ruddock's come up from non-league and stuff, and he's played with some good players. He's played with shit players as well. Let's be honest. And now, like, we've got some very good players, and he's probably like, I've been here for ages, whatever. Maybe he doesn't think he's on that level, and they're probably bigging him up, going, "No, you are." Like, especially when it comes to things like that, it's a great confident finish from him. And from then, I just wanted to score more, to be honest.
I think he's another player, since Rob Edwards come in, stepped up a level. The amount of games before he got injured, again, he was another player, where it's difficult to put him out of the team. You know what I mean?
Certain other managers maybe could have come in and went, well, do you know what I mean? He's only here because, like, you need to recognise that had been done in the interview process anyway. You need to recognise that there's certain individuals in this whole club, not just the squad itself, that are a big part of how we run things and what we do and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, like, we just going, well, I don't think that player's good enough, and just benching him or whatever. He was getting ahead of Campbell.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's integral to us going up this season, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like we always say, what a story, man! What a story that would be. One team.
Because he can say, it's a journey for the football club, but it's also a journey for him because he's been there. There's no other players that have been there all the way through. No. Do you know what I mean? There's players that have been there enough. You know what I mean? Potts, Bradley, Shea, but Pelly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the overall 90 minutes. Big up. Appreciate this comment, mate. It says, "Evening, lads. I really appreciate all your videos. So up for tomorrow's match. Come on, you Hatters." Yeah, I'm just confident, to be honest. Obviously, we'll get into it, a bit later on after we've done the player ratings for Blackpool game. But yeah, I'm just, the momentum we've got right now. It's just brilliant watching us at the moment. It really is. Obviously unbeaten since February. Obviously, and that was against Burnley. And should we have even lost that game? I don't think so. But yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, let's get into it. So obviously the player ratings. So obviously in goal, Ethan. Now he did actually have to make some good saves in this game. And he did do really well. I see at the end or near the end of the game, he got a little bit frustrated. I don't know who it was with exactly, but it's just the way, they was able to have two shots or two chances, at once. Like I said, he made some really good saves, looking good. The goal, I don't blame him at all for it. So yeah, for Ethan, I'm going with 7.5.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good. He had a lot to do, as you said, but he pulled off some good saves. And then his all-round game was generally pretty good as well, as it normally is. But, when he was called upon, because he hasn't been called upon that much recently, especially, he had to pull it out of the bag, and he did. He showed that he's quite capable of making them saves. So I was quite pleased. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Moving
on that as well quickly. Like, the thing is, when it gets to the nitty gritty of the playoffs, and there's their nerves there and stuff like that, he will definitely have a lot more work to do to get us, to the Premier League. So, it's good that he had that little tester there and things like that, because you need to know that he's capable of making them saves.
Yeah.
And again, he could be an integral part of us getting promoted. I'm telling you now. So,
Yeah.
8.
No, absolutely. Moving on to the next player, we'll go over to Bell. Again, I thought he was decent. You know what you're going to get from Bell. I say the same thing every week, but, he drives at players. He's looking a lot better at that left centre-back role since Rob Edwards has come in. Looks like I always say, he's given him the freedom and the luxury to, do what we know he's good at. And I felt, he was linking up well again. For Bell, and I'm just going to go with another 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. For not nothing spectacular, but decent. Do you know what I mean? He was involved quite a lot defensively, I felt, and he was he was winning stuff, and just playing the right ball when he could, and that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to Lockyer, obviously, as we know, captain again, and he was. I think he was decent. Again, he was just Lockyer, really. Obviously, not a standout as in with a sense where he's done a lot of vital blocks, etc. But didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. So I'm going to go another 7.5.
Yeah, I have to agree. 7.5. Weren't stand out. Maybe you could. But again, played a lot of games recently. He's put a lot of effort in as well. It wasn't like I say he didn't put a foot wrong, but 7.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to the last centre back, obviously out of that 3, obviously Reece Burke. Like I said, good to see him back. A lot of people I've seen have been going on about the link up with Dre, mate. I think it's just one of them where just let it settle in, really. Obviously, we know Burke was very good at linking up with Bree when Bree was at the club. For me, it's one of them where give it more games together. They'll be a lot better. And we know Dremay's got that experience as well. We can see it. Every time he plays, and we know Burke's a very good player as well. Even when he come back from his original injury, scored that vital goal against Huddersfield, didn't he, away? So yeah, for me, Burke, he's just getting into the swing of things. Really, for me, I'll go over 7.
Yeah, I'll give him exactly the same. And but some people he wasn't linking up as well as but even with Dre, mate, it's not like Osho constantly passed to him and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just Burke's hardly played with Dre, mate, if that makes sense. So they're used to certain things, but it wasn't terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. Like, normally you see Burke pushing forward more, things like that. But come on, he's one of our best defenders without a shadow of a doubt. And I had him ahead of Osho, and probably still do. It's just that he's been injured. And the thing is that he comes up with vital goals as well.
Like say that Huddersfield one, for example.
It's 7, and he's going to be starting anyway tomorrow as well. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see a much better performance from him as well. It doesn't take him too long to get back into the swing of things.
No, it doesn't at all. Big up Stephen in the chat. He says, big up Ty, big up Daz, big up yourself, mate. These are his ratings. Burke 7, same as us. Lockyer 7.5, same as us. Drame 7.2. We're literally about to get onto him, and then same with Bell. Obviously Drame said a lot of people were saying, I don't think he was great, which I was a little bit surprised about. What's that? Sorry, Dad.
I thought he was all right.
Yeah.
He didn't provide an assist or anything, I think, but which he has been doing. But he was all right. I thought he was still decent.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, it wasn't a standout, but he wasn't terrible for me. It was an interesting one. I'm going to go with I'll go with 7.
Yeah, again. I'll go 7 as well.
So yeah, there's that. Sorry, I thought he was going to say something else.
No.
Big up Billy in the chat. He says, evening, big up to yourself, mate. But yeah, moving on to Doherty. Obviously, it did come off. Now, I don't know if that's going to be, great, which is gutting.
I think it'll be fine.
You think it'll be fine?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gutting that it come off. Due to that reason, I'm not going to go too high with the rating. I don't think he was bad or anything. It's just, it's just one of them injuries. I'm going to go have another 7.
Yeah, same. Pretty much, where it was on him, it was all right, but then, we have seen better from him. So, like a lot of players, again, like this is what we were saying, when we weren't making them substitutions in the last couple of games and things, I was thinking, come on, man, we should be doing that, but we didn't, but whatever. And it's caught up with a couple of players. But then he come off. So, I'll just give him a 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to the midfield, we'll start off in Nakamba. Again, I thought he was decent, getting stuck in. We know he's very good at obviously being in front of the defence. Felt he was good at times doing that, winning the ball, when we needed to. Again, I think he was similar to Campbell, where the passing in the first half was not quite there. Winning the ball was good, but the passing weren't quite there. He's still done well, though. He's still done well. I'm going to go with another 7.5.
I thought he was better than that. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was pretty decent. He was all over the place yet again. Thing is, he reads the game really well. So he reads the danger really well. And, if you think, he ain't going to win that back, but he does. And Ruddock does that sometimes as well. It reminds me of, like, when Ruddock was younger, he used to do all that sort of stuff. But anyway, he's experienced, probably one of the best signings we've made in a January transfer window. I thought he was really good. Yet again, I thought he was really good. We've got hope that he doesn't get injured because he's actually been integral to helping us get clean sheets and that as well.
Yeah,
his work sometimes probably can go underrated, but I just want him to come up with an assist or a goal, because he does push forward sometimes, and I think he's quite capable of it. But the way he reads the game is brilliant. Probably the best in the team, to be honest with you. That's why Villa paid £12 million for him at the time. But yeah, really, really good. 8.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Let's go through some comments. Not already read that. Jackie says, evening. Marvellous was her man of the match. So there you go. There you go with that. Evening as well. Stephen says, Doherty looks okay after his cut to the back of his head. Was doing okay. 7. Yeah, no, he was doing well. His rating for Nakamba, looking the business again, the passing had improved. Yeah, I felt it was a little bit sloppy, but winning the ball and that, brilliant. We know he's very good at that. But like I say, he weren't the only player for me. I felt Campbell was a little bit the same. So yeah. And then big up to Blue Terrier. He says, big up all. Big up yourself, mate. But yeah. So there's that. And then moving on to the next player, we'll go over to Ruddock. He is my man in the match. I know, again, he was a little bit sloppy in the first half when it comes to passing that, but I just think the timing he got the goals, good time to get him, the one before half time, to give us confidence to go on and win. And then obviously the third goal, obviously his second, sealed the win for definite for me, even though I felt we was going to win at 2-1 anyway. Even at 1-0 down, I thought he was going to come back. But yeah, just the timing he got the goals. He's looking good again. Obviously, since he's come back, from the Watford game, he's looking good again. So yeah, as for a rating, man of the match, I'm going to go with I'll go with 8.
Yeah, he's my man of the match. I'm going to give him 8.5. But it was just that little extra, like you say, getting that vital goal, composure with it. Second finish as well, willing to get forward throughout the game. Since he fought that he'd be out for the rest of the season potentially. He's really, really taking his opportunities well, and he's relishing it at the moment. As I said earlier, he could be a key component in us getting promoted. And yeah, really good performance. What can you say? He very rarely scores a brace as well. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
Give it to him 8.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Steve says Ruddock was up for this. My man in the match also. He could be important for us, exactly. And it goes back to literally what you just said there, Dad, as well. So yeah, no, absolutely. Moving on to the last midfielder, which is obviously Campbell. That obviously started. You know, like I said, I felt his passing was a little bit sloppy. It's not the best performance we've seen in Campbell, in my opinion. Obviously, I felt he did have to come off. I did feel that was the right decision by Rob Edwards. I'm sure Campbell probably looked back at him, probably thought the same. But obviously, we know he's still a vital player to our team, of course. But yeah, this game it wasn't the best of Campbell what I've seen. I'm not going to lie. Might sound harsh, but I'm going to go with 6.5.
Yeah, I agree. He's a bit absent. Do you know what I mean? But he did put in a really good performance in the previous game. And you can't expect it constantly. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes that happens. Do you know what I mean? And he played a lot of games recently as well. So there's always someone who plays worse than the others when you play them amount of games quickly. So yeah, 6.5, but it's a baller. So
yeah, exactly. And like you just said, and like I said earlier as well, he was really good in the last game, both of our man of the match. So he's like I say, he's still a vital player to us.
Robert comes back and bites you in the arse, isn't it? Sometimes football, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That happens sometimes, but it wasn't a terrible performance. It just didn't seem to step up as much as everyone else. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly that. Billy says Ruddock was very good. Yeah, he was. Just the time when he got the goals for me. Like, it's just brilliant. Double as well. Steve says Campbell is my pit bull, but he will accept he wasn't at his best. 6.6. Exactly, mate. And then moving on to the strikers, we'll start off with Elijah. Again, he was getting stuck in. He was getting stuck in like he usually does. Was getting fouled. I felt a few times, which is that a surprise? Not really. You see it every game. Yeah, he was okay. He was okay. Obviously, to get that goal, it'd have been better. And like I said, I do hope, come the end of the season, he does manage to get double figures because again, we ain't got many games.
I think it's 9. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, something like I know it's either 7, 8, or 9. If anyone knows, let us know. But yeah, as for rating, I'll just go with 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 6.5. Like again, same sort of thing. Like he's really, really good, especially against Watford. Do you know what I mean? Same sort of thing as Campbell, but just tired sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't just above average for me. So 6.5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then moving on to obviously the last striker, obviously that started. That was obviously Colton Morris. Obviously getting the second goal, capitalising on their poor mistake. Obviously he did get a free kick for the first goal. And Morris, go on.
And the assist.
So yeah, and obviously the assist for the first goal as well. So 1 goal, 1 assist. Good performance from Morris. Yet again, we've seen a lot of them this season. So yeah, obviously he's still third in goal scorer. I think he's only 1 goal behind now, second, I think. So yeah, he was brilliant again. Close to the man of the match for me. He's just behind Ruddock for me. So I'm gonna go with 7.8. Something I'd never really go with.
I'll give him an 8. I thought he was decent. Like, considering he's a workhorse, that guy, and I don't really see him get tired necessarily. It's just that he'd just be unlucky with his shots or whatever. But he was there, right place, right time, pounced on it, and again the first goal composed. He could have just took that on himself or just shot it or whatever, but he didn't. And yeah, like he was pretty good. He was causing them quite a lot of problems. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said earlier, typical Morris goal as well, isn't it, in the box? But yeah, he just capitalised on their, poor defending on really, and then good layoff for obviously the first goal we scored. But Stephen's ratings for the strikers, he's got Adebayo was getting fouled, but he still does the shift 7. Yeah, exactly. Morris, good shift, hard work for his goal and assist 8. Exactly, mate. And then moving on to substitutions. So obviously the substitutions that were made. So obviously Berry was the first one. Obviously him and Woodrow come on at the same time. Berry, usually it's one where he comes on, does a bit of an impact. He wasn't bad. I just didn't really see much of him like I, usually tend to when he comes on, like Millwall, for example, as in obviously the home game. I'll go with 6.5.
Yeah, I agree. And he was probably asked to do a bit of Campbell's job as well, if that makes sense. So he wasn't tasked with going forward where he normally is. So it weren't too bad. He was involved in passing it around. You know what I mean? Like when we were putting the pressure on and stuff. So yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Stephen said his ratings. Berry settled into his role 6. Yeah, no, fair enough. And then Woodrow getting involved 6.5. Obviously, moving on to Woodrow, like I said, it was another game where he come on and made a good impact. Obviously, got an assist for the last goal. And yeah, he done really well. Got stuck in. And yeah, I was impressed with him when he come on. I was impressed. As for a rating, I'll go with you know what? I'll go with 7.5.
That's good. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. It's good. That's like what I want to see from him because we know he's capable as well. I think he fouled someone, but it weren't even that bad. But like you say, he was getting stuck in, and then good composure for the assist as well. You know what I mean? Weren't greedy. Because obviously he's a striker at the end of the day, so he's going to be wanting to score, but he knew. And it was a great pass, and yeah, he did look pretty good. Probably the best out of substitutes. So 7, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then 2 more subs. And first one was Freeman. I'm not going to lie on the watch along because obviously the quality is not great on Red Button. And obviously I don't tell you about subs. I thought it was Taylor for some reason. I was thinking, surely he's not playing left wing back. Obviously, due to Doherty coming off, Freeman did play there. So he was only on for 4 minutes, plus obviously added time. But just due to him playing there and, he didn't obviously concede, I'm going to give him a 7.
Really? I'll just give him a 6, mate.
Yeah.
4 minutes, yeah. He was like a bit of a weak link for me under Nathan Jones. Yeah, we know he's got ability and that, but he was trying to do too much when he did play. So I'm hoping that ain't the case when when we do play, because you need to be passing it more. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, just a 6 for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Stephen's gone with the same. He said Freeman was okay, 6. And then moving on to Bradley. Now, I didn't even know he come on until you actually told me after the game. I didn't even notice it. Like I say, Red Button, it don't even tell you about subs. He was only on for, I think it was 2 minutes or something anyway. Because I think there's 5 added minutes, wasn't there? And obviously, come on in the 90th plus 3rd. So I'm just going to go with standard 6.
Yeah, same. Can't. That's it.
Can't. Yeah, you can't. Good to see him back, though. Good to see him back coming on.
Yeah, and he's obviously fit enough. And it's just trying to get him some minutes, but he's going to be good to come off the bench.
Yeah,
if we need him anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and obviously he did get a full 90 minutes in the development squad the other day.
Yeah.
So that was good as well. Who else did? I think Taylor did as well, if I'm correct, or pretty much he did as well. So yeah, and another cameo for Bradley in his comeback, 5.5. Says Stephen, exactly. So there you go, people. They are the player ratings. So obviously, you both give Ruddock man in a match. You give him an 8.5. I give him an 8. Morris close for me. But yeah, any final thoughts you want to say on that Blackpool game before we move on to tomorrow?
No, just keep trying to get these score predictions right, and we'll do all right, won't
we? Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, moving on to the game tomorrow. Like I say, we are back on the road. We're taking on Rotherham. Now, to be fair, Rotherham are usually the Norwich of the Championship, in my opinion. They usually, they're up from League One and they're down. This season, I actually believe they'll stay up. I think a lot of things, that will come down to that is their home games. They're not too bad at home. Away, not too bad either, but they're better at home. Obviously, they still are close to the battle at the bottom, but I think they'll stay up in the end. Like I say, I think there's worse teams than them, to be honest. They did make some good signings at the start of the season, which made me believe they might do something as well, especially getting, obviously, Tom Eaves. I think that's good for them. Even our player, Kyoso, at the time. I know he hasn't played as much as they probably wanted him to because he's been injured quite a bit, but just them sort of signings, I thought it'd maybe keep them up. A little bit going into it, a little bit of insight and that, like we usually do. Let me just wait for it to decide to load. Just sort something out. It might actually make it work. Can you still hear me, Dad?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Waiting for this to. As Stephen says, Rotherham home record will save them. Tomorrow is their red herring. Yeah, no, we will see. Yeah, a bit of insight going into it. We tend to have a decent record against Rotherham. Last time we went to their ground, we did win 1-0. Obviously, we love a 1-0. James Collins actually got the goal. He was my favourite player when he was at the club. Sonny Bradley was in that game as well. But yeah, bit of insight. Rotherham are winless in 3 league games against Luton, drawing 2, losing 1. Since a 4-2 win in March 2009 in League 2. Luton have lost just one of their last 7 away league games against Rotherham United, winning 2, losing 1-0 in September 2008. Rotherham have won 8 home league games this season. Not since 1981 to 82 have the Millers won more such games in the second tier season, 13. So there you go with that. That goes back to what I say about their home form. Luton are unbeaten in their previous 9 league games, winning 6, drawing 3. With the Hatters last recording a run of at least 10 games without defeat in the second tier in May 1982, run of 14. Only Coventry's Victor Gyökeres has been 55% has been involved in a higher proportion of his side's goals in the Championship this season than Luton's Carlton Morris. 45%. Obviously, he's got 17 goals and 6 assists, as we know. So that is that. That's a bit on that. And then the other one, other bit I wanted to get up was just the insight, as always. That we always talk about, the referee, what Rob Edwards has said and all that. So Luton travelled to South Yorkshire on Saturday afternoon to visit Rotherham at New York Stadium. The Hatters will want to continue their upward trajectory. I always struggle to say that word. After 9 games without defeat, while Rotherham will look to extend their 4-point gap above the relegation zone. So like I said, they are, in that battle, but I think they will be all right. This is what Rob Edwards has said going into it. He said Rotherham have done great this year. Matt has obviously taken over from a manager, Paul Warne, I think so you say his name, that's done really well at the football club. But when they have been in the Championship, it's been hard for them to stay there. So it links back to what I said earlier. So where they are right now, he's done a fantastic job. They're coming off the back of some really brilliant results and performances, beating West Brom and a really hard fought point away at Norwich. That in itself just shows how difficult this test is going to be for us. So if anyone thinks it's going to be easy, they need to think again. It's not. This is the Championship. It's going to be a really difficult game and no one can assume anything. We've got to be right at it to try and get anything from it. Bit about Rotherham. They're undefeated in their last 3 games and have lost just twice in their last 8 league matches. So, they're on not bad form. The Millers have found form at the business end of the season, which has steered them away from the bottom 3 in recent weeks. January signing Hugh Gill, I think that's his name, has settled well in South Yorkshire. He has scored 2 braces in his first 12 games. Obviously, the last time we met was obviously the 1-1. Obviously, we did score right at the end. Obviously, that was when Mick Arthur, took that one game in charge. Obviously, when Nathan Jones went to Southampton. Of course, it was Luke Berry who scored a vital late goal. Obviously, we know he likes to do that at times. And I think it like deflected off him or something. I can't quite remember it, but I remember it was right till the end. And then a bit about fans going in that. We have sold 2,116 tickets for this fixture. I'm one of them, so come on, love that. So yeah, big up. That's a lot of fans, of course. And then the referee is Lee Doherty. I think it's his name right. Definitely said his second name right because see our player. The man in the middle at the stadium. Obviously, he'll be replacing Darren Bond, which is interesting. So I don't really know if he's refereed our games before. But obviously, this referee last took charge of a Hatters game for our victory at Sheffield United. Obviously, the 1-0. He's taken charge of 28 games this season, 22 of which were in the Championship, handing out 127 yellow cards and 5 red cards. So, the ref probably still won't be great, but it's not as bad as what it seems like. And from what I can remember in that Sheffield United game, I don't think he was terrible, to be honest. So, that is a bit more information on the game. After saying all of that, how are you feeling going into this one, Dad?
Well, I'm feeling quite confident, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I know they've had a decent run of form and they're all right at home, etc., etc. But if we're looking to maybe try and put as much pressure on Sheffield United as we can, then we need to be winning this game. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's so much we're under pressure because we're pretty much, if we win, we're pretty much guaranteed the playoffs. And I just think we'll have too much for them. I think they'll put up a good effort, gallant effort and that, but I just think that we'll have too much for them. So I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, no, fair enough. As for me, how am I feeling going into it? It's going to be one of them games I feel where, it will be tight. But I just think, like I said earlier, the momentum we've got, I just think we'll end up getting the a good chance of winning the game, basically. So yeah, let's go through some comments. I read that. Travelling to Rotherham tomorrow, tough game. Predicted. Common you Hatters. No, absolutely, I'm travelling there as well. But yeah, it is not going to be easy, that's for sure. I'll be very surprised, to be honest, if it is. But yeah, time to move on to the lineup. Now, it's interesting for me because, a lot of people saying the Doherty thing shouldn't be as bad as what it seems, which obviously I hope it's not. Obviously, we have got players coming back, obviously, and players that are obviously getting more minutes, like Bradley and that. So I wouldn't be shocked if Doherty's, not available if Bradley potentially starts. And obviously then Bell goes into the left wing back. Obviously, we'll get into it. Obviously, do the usual, where obviously I say it, and then obviously my dad says if he agrees or not, if he actually wants to work. So yeah, that is that. Right, there we go. Slowly getting somewhere. Right. But while we do that, feel free to do your lineup predictions, and I'll read them, and your score predictions and goal scorers. Right, here we go. We're getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. So, right, let me just share that. Right, says that. Right, there we go. So, yeah, obviously in goal, as we know, obviously it will be, of course, Ethan. As we know. And then the right side, because of Ocha, I'm not too sure. I would probably go Burke again. The middle, Lockyer, of course. The right side. Now, this is the left side. This is where it's interesting for me. Because, like I said, people are saying Doherty's one's not that bad as what it may seem. Do you know what? It's what if this is the case, then obviously I'll go Bell there, where he has been. Where is he? There he is. And then I would go Doherty. But if he's not available, I would go with. I've got a feeling Potts could potentially be back. I'm not sure though. But if he is, then I'd probably go him on the left and then Bell ahead. Or if Potts is not there, I'd probably then go Bradley and then Bell. Either way, if Doherty's not available, Bell's going on the left wing back for me. That's what I'm trying to say. Dre May, obviously on the right. The midfield, I would go. I think you really got to go where it has been, unless Clark's back for this one, which he could be. But I'm just going to base it as if he's not. So I'm going to go Campbell, obviously. Well, actually, no, I will put Campbell obviously higher. Obviously, he has been playing higher when obviously Clark's not been in, and it's been the midfield it's been. So let me just get him off of there. And obviously Ruddock, got to go Ruddock. Obviously getting a brace in the last game, and then up front, I think it speaks for itself. With obviously. You could maybe go Woodrow because he did do well when he come on, but I think it'll still be Elijah. He definitely, will put Morris in. That's for sure. So yeah, that's a lot I'd go with. If obviously Doherty is available, like I say, if he's not, I'd probably say Bradley where Bell is, and then Bell where Doherty is, because I don't know if Potts is still available. So yeah, that's what I'd go with. Any changes you'd make to that, Dad?
No, I'll go with exactly the same team that started last game, unless, like you say, Doughty's not fit enough. But I can't say that being the case. So yeah, be that. We've had a little bit of a break as well, so hopefully everyone will be all right. And yeah, that's the lineup that I'll be going with.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, after saying all of that, literally I only needed it up for about 5 seconds. Probably took me longer to actually get it up. But yeah, after saying all of that, what is your score prediction for this one?
I'm going to go with 1-0 Luton away win, the old classic.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go with Morris to score.
It would be typical. He's done that a lot this season, which obviously we love. He's done it at Birmingham. That's a standout one I can think of. So yeah, I could see that Sheffield United as well, of course. And funny enough, the referee was actually a referee in that game as well. So, never know. As for my score prediction, like I said, I do think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it'll be easy. But I just think the momentum we've got, I think we'll win the game. I really do. As for a score prediction, I'm going with 2-1. I think I might get 1, but I think we'll get 2. Last time we won 2-1 in the league was Huddersfield, I want to say. Overall, it was Wigan in the Cup, the FA Cup. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Luton. My goal scorers, I'm going to go Morris and Elijah. I reckon both of them will score. So yeah, that is my prediction. And Jackie, I didn't even look at that. Well, I looked at your score, but I didn't even look at your goal scorers. I did not notice you literally said the same ones. That's pretty mad. That is pretty mad. Yeah, he never has one for some reason, mate. He never has one. I don't know what it is, but we need to sort that out. Do you know what I mean? But that is that. Any final things you'd like to say, Dad, before we wrap up?
What happens, and if we do, some part of me feels like a defeat is going to come at some point, but it might be good for us. On another thing, but I just can't see it being against Rotherham. So let's just keep chasing, and let's hope Cardiff can get something against Sheffield United. Unlikely, but you never know. It's the Championship. So
exactly. And to be fair, I thought Sheffield United, even though Wigan under their new manager haven't conceded an awful lot, they just lose games narrowly, but I just don't think the quality's there. I thought Sheffield United would beat more than 1-0. So you never know. And Cardiff, to be fair, they're on, what was their score? So they lost at Sunderland, but then a game before that, they won against Blackpool. So I know it's obviously different teams, but could have confidence from that, only losing narrowly to Sunderland as well. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, Billy's gone 3-1 to Luton. Yeah, that's nice. Seen a few people gone with that. That would be very good. But yeah, that is where we are going to wrap up the Hat Show. Obviously, episode 97. We'll be back again on Tuesday. I thought our game was on Tuesday, but it's not. It's on Wednesday against Reading away. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to that one yet. Obviously, I'll let you lot know on the Hat Show because obviously I'll know by then. But either way, I'll be doing a watch along if not, because it is on the red button, of course, because it's midweek. But yeah, big up to everyone who's tuned in. Episode 97 of the Hatter Show. Big up. Like I said, I will be going to the game tomorrow, so there will be a match day vlog, of course. Thanks for coming on yet again, Dad. Much appreciated, like always. And yeah, the current like count is on 10 likes. So big up to yourselves. I know people watch this back on playback as well. Don't forget to smash a like there. Did see we did gain a new subscriber earlier. I think it's from the Premier League stream. Make sure you do check that out as well if you haven't already. So yeah, that would be much appreciated. And yeah, that is that. Final comments. Billy says Wigan don't get battered. They're just not good enough for this division. Exactly. That's the thing. That's what I've been saying as well. But yeah, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. If you do want to follow me across any of my socials, links them are in the description. And yeah, T-Boys TV Extra is my other channel as well. So yeah, my dad will see you lot on Tuesday. I will see you lot tomorrow for the matchday vlog. And yeah, till next time, take care and peace.